Hello my beautiful friend and welcome back to another daily video. Nintendo is at it again. I have no more words for Nintendo, so let's dive in. As you can see, this is an article by IGN written by Vicky Blake. As always, it's going to be linked in the description box down below. Nintendo lawsuit demands $4.5 million settlement from Reddit mod who sold Switch ROMs. Insists figure is nowhere near an amount that would compensate for the seriousness of the defendant's conduct. Yeah, because it's nowhere near $4.5 million. You're completely right. It's way less than that. Let's move on. Nintendo is suing a Reddit moderator and alleged Switch pirate for $4.5 million, claiming the figure is nowhere near an amount that would compensate Nintendo of America for the seriousness of the defendant's conduct. Oh boy. The conduct Nintendo references is the alleged DMCA anti-trafficking violations of James Archbox Williams, a moderator on the Switch Pirates subreddit who's accused of copying and distributing pirated Nintendo Switch games. Maybe we should look a little bit more into this subreddit. As IGN reported at the time, Nintendo tracked down the alleged Switch pirate using a combination of Reddit posts and repair orders, which makes sense, and sued Williams for allegedly violating its digital copyrights by selling pirated copies of Switch games. It was able to locate him via an online investigation that traced Archbox to an address in Arizona. No, let's just move on for now and then we will talk a little bit about it. Now, in new court papers spotted by Polygon, Nintendo has filed a 30-page complaint accusing Williams of being directly involved in creating, operating, promoting, supporting and/or maintaining several other pirate shops, as well as the circumvention software to facilitate widespread use of the pirate shops. I mean, he probably did. We don't know as of yet. I don't want to go too deep into that one. Nintendo obviously has its right to do this, but the $4.5 million is the thing where I'm really skeptical with. Nintendo said it reached out to Williams in March 2024 with a cease and desist, which again makes sense, and claimed the defendant acknowledged his conduct violated Nintendo of America's rights and stated he would work with Nintendo of America to satisfy demands. But the megacorp alleged that Williams did not, however, agree to cease his conduct. So what's happening right now? Denied involvement with the pirate shops, and when Nintendo of America requested he confirm in writing that he would comply with Nintendo of America's demands, he became combative and uncooperative. Probably because he lawyered up, which would make sense. Shortly thereafter, a number of the pirate shops became inaccessible as the defendant deleted or hid evidence relevant to Nintendo of America's claims. He probably did not lawyer up because no lawyer would say delete or hide evidence, because that's not good. Nintendo said, including many of his social media posts and his GitHub account. After the company tried again in May 2024 to give Williams a final opportunity to comply, it then filed a complaint against the individual in June, claiming direct and indirect copyright violations, because obviously that's their right. If they should demand such a humongous amount of money, that's another topic, which obviously they should not, because it's just ridiculous. But this is probably just because of the shock value, because they know that we are going to talk about it and they are hoping that this will basically be a deterrent for other people to stop doing the pirated software thing. Which obviously it will not. People will still pirate Nintendo games. Obviously. When the court gave permission for Nintendo to approach Williams' internet service providers in November 2024, the firm claimed the discovery corroborated Williams' involvement. Okay. Nintendo of America has been, and continues to be, damaged as a direct and proximate result of Williams' conduct, the filing explained. Because, yeah, obviously they are losing money out of it. But also, if Nintendo would have been a better company in the last couple of years, people would buy more games. It's just that obvious. Nintendo of America has reason to believe that Williams has engaged in the infringing and unlawful reproduction and distribution of hundreds or thousands of copyrighted Nintendo Switch games, and that through the various pirate shops he has distributed or facilitated the distribution of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of unauthorized copies of such Nintendo Switch games. Yeah, I mean, he has to show his books, if he has some. I mean, there must be a way that he kept record of what he did, because maybe he did hundreds of thousands, but I would rather guess it's more in the thousands. Maybe the number skyrocketed after the Switch 2 debacle and everything that's happening around that one. But maybe tens of thousands. This is my guess, but even then, it's probably not that much. But that's just my uneducated guess here. Nintendo of America also has expanded and continues to expend significant resources to halt or stem video game piracy, including through developing, implementing, and updating its TPMs and policing and investigating reports of piracy such as Williams. You know, you could use that money and significant resources, that is time and money, to be better to your customers, make better games, and don't try to suck the money out of your customers. That would be a good thing, because again, Donkey Kong Bonanza being a 90 euro game, or your regional equivalent, Kirby's Forgotten Worlds or whatever the name was, the Kirby game being an 80 euro game, the next Pokemon's being 100 euros, and so on. I mean, the obvious 100 euros and or your regional equivalent thing. Also, are Nintendo games not incredibly expensive in Brazil? What happened to that lawsuit, by the way? Brazil, we need an update, please. Furthermore, there can be no question that Williams' conduct was willful, and that his willfulness is sufficiently alleged by the complaint. In any event, Williams' own statements and actions are well documented. And fully support that Williams actually knew his conduct was infringing, or else acted with reckless disregard for or willful blindness to the copyright holder's rights. I mean, yes, of course, he did that on purpose. It's not just like someone sent a Switch to him to crack open and do it like that. No. That was obviously 100% his thing. Because again, no one is sending a Switch to an unknown address and hopes that it will come back to that person jailcracked, jailbroken, and so on. Because the Switch is not going to unpack itself, open up itself, do the things, close it, and be on its way again. The company said that because of the difficulty in assessing the precise amount of actual damages suffered by Nintendo of America, exasperated by Williams' deliberate default and refusal to participate in discovery, it is now seeking judgment in favor of Nintendo for a monetary award of $4.5 million and an injunction, but says it is not seeking statutory damages, windfall, or punitive award, but only $150,000 for each title it believes Williams infringed the copyrights of which there are 30. So, wait. Boop. 150,000 times 30. Oh! Yeah, just a quick reminder. It also is not pursuing recompense for its legal cost. Oh, you're such good people, Nintendo. Such good people. Okay, that was already it. Oh, we have comments. Good for you, Nintendo. I love to see companies defend their properties from hackers, thieves, and cheats. I hope this guy gets 20... Oh, wow. This 25 years max in a max security prison, preferably in isolation, and has to pay back 3 times as much money as he stole. Oh, the glazer of Nintendo. Not only will that not happen, more pirates will take his place and you still be miserable. Yes, that's what's going to happen. He could be worse off. He could be working for Microsoft's customer relations department. Ah, damn. Always cheering for the underdog pirate over soulless megacorps with bottomless wallets pushing anti-consumer nonsense. Yes, I've still never used a ROM or pirated a game either. Yeah. Again, this is just ridiculous. This is... Just a second. I need time to process this. Again, this is... I can't use the words that I want to use because of YouTube and its restricted mode, because I don't want to get restricted here. I'm not saying that Nintendo doesn't have the right to do this. They obviously do. It's absolutely in their rights. It's their IPs, it's their product, and piracy obviously is bad. The thing here is, there is a demand for Nintendo games. People want Nintendo games as much as they, well, are anti-consumer right now. Again, with the Switch 2 and everything that happened around it, it became more and more clear over time. And people are fed up. Again, in Brazil, as an example, Nintendo games are expensive. In Europe, it's the same thing. Greece is sadly, a good example for regional pricing, which does not work, because with Europe and the euro, it's really, really difficult, as the games in Greece cost the same amount as like here in Germany. And the amount of money the people in Greece have is sadly, again, way less. So if they want to play Nintendo games, they don't have enough money for it. So they have to try to figure out how to get their hands on them. Because, again, there is still FOMO, there are many reasons to want to play a game. Not only just because of escapism, but just because you enjoy them. And with Nintendo, obviously, is also nostalgia. Because you want to play the old games. And I totally understand people that do not want to pay 450 euros for a Switch 2 console, do not want to subscribe to a monthly subscription model and just to play old games that Nintendo themselves are just emulating onto the console. And in some cases, you need the controller to use it. You can use the Switch controller, but it's just bad. It really is. As I was still using my Switch 1, I emulated, what was it, Blast Corp onto my Switch, because my subscription is still running, but I'm not using it anymore, obviously. Playing it with a regular controller be it the Joy-Cons or my Switch Pro controller, it was awful. So I had to use the proprietary N64 controller for the Switch because, of course, I have to do that. And just to enjoy the game, which is bad. And also, there are games that are just not available there. We have the same thing now with the Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Now they're back again for way more money than they are worth because they're incredibly old games. Oh man, I feel so old now again. And there are so many arguments for people to just pirate games. And I do get them. Money is tight, you want to enjoy things. And this is again another push for indie games. I know nostalgia is great. I'm not arguing that. I love nostalgia. Everyone loves nostalgia. But we also have to be realistic that we should not support companies like Nintendo. And I'm at the point where I was like, back in the day, I have to have this. This is amazing. Just take my money. Yeah, well, I'm skeptical, but I'm at least going to play it. Yeah, I'm going to buy maybe one game or two. Then it went to, I cancelled my pre-order for the Switch 2. Maybe I'm going to buy it on discount, just like the games. And now I'm at the point, dude, I'm never going to touch it again. I'm just not, because it's just not worth it. I'm not going to support them with my money, because companies like Nintendo, so it's either Xbox, Sony, and so on, every big company, they do not care about our feelings as long as we reward them with our wallets. This is very, very important. But yeah, let's just leave it at that. Please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below. I'm keen to know what you have to say. And while you're here, please remember to do all the things that make the dings. Why? Because that way we can build a bigger community and talk more video game news every day. And by that I of course mean like and subscribe, and if you want you can share this video with your friends. And please turn off YouTube's restricted mode. Otherwise, have a great day my friend, stay fantastic, stay hydrated, and I will see you tomorrow or later in the stream. Wait, wrong order. I will see you either later in the stream or tomorrow with the next video. Bye, bye, bye.